All right, so I'm gonna finish cleaning my glasses here when we're doing this. You know what really sucks about glasses? You ever like
wearing them?
Not really so much, but have you ever like had a like smear up on you and you go to clean them and you look at them and like, okay, these are clean, and you put them on and then somehow it's worse? Like someone's just wiped ass invisibly all over your glasses.
Any time I have to wear glasses is a bad time, and that's all the time. I don't wear mine at home.
I do.
I don't wear them.
I can't.
I don't wear them at home at all.
So
my vision only corrects. It doesn't really correct that much with my glasses anyway. So I just kind of. It's like I know everything where everything is in the house.
By the way, this man drives. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I drive with my glasses on.
So anyway, welcome to episode 3 of what I am going to call. By the way, this is what I want your reaction to. I'm changing the name again.
Shut it down.
So from now on, just because I was looking around online and there are like a bunch of other, like, unsurprisingly fucking retrocasts. Just to avoid any confusion with that, I've decided that everything on my channel is going to have a similar naming structure. It's all going to be retrospective, but different things. So there will be a gaming retrospective or a TV show retrospective. This, on the other hand, is just going to be called retrospectives because we always wind up talking about shit that we've done, you know? So it is kind of like a retrospective anyway. So I'm not going to start the numbering over because fuck that. So this is episode 3. From now on, I'm just going to refer to them as episodes, but you'll see the title.
Every episode will be episode 1 because you keep changing your name. You keep changing your mind.
Welcome to episode 1, like 16 episodes in. We're going to call this the J and Z Fun Time Hour. But no, anyway, so this is going to be episode 3. We are going to be talking about the movie that Zach picked last time. We haven't recorded in a bit because some shit went down that we'll talk about. But what was the movie you picked for us to watch last time that we're going to talk about?
Junior from 2004?
That
question mark?
That's not right at all. This movie came out in the 90s, bro. What in the hell are you
I'm sorry, not 2004, 94.
Like 2004. Fucker, I graduated in 2004 and Arnie was not making that movie.
It was like 94, 93, I don't remember. Yes.
Yeah, 93, 94 sounds about right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
And Emma Thompson.
The dream team.
Which influenced my movie choice, which we will find out later. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, it's been a while since we recorded. Mari and I went on her business trip to sunny San Diego, which according to Ron Burgundy is Spanish for whale's vagina. If that's true, then whales have lovely vaginas because the city was gorgeous. That was pretty fun. We went to Disneyland for a couple days. We did that and then went down to San Diego, and I was sick for like a good 2 out of the 4 days that we were there, but the view was nice.
That's always fun.
Yeah, right. It was good times. We met up with Steve and Maddie, aka Josh and Rebecca, you know their real names, and that was pretty nice. We went to this neat little restaurant they recommended called, was it Mari Soda and Swine? Yes. Was that it? Yeah, really good food.
Ooh,
like really good food.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Would bang again. And then we spent like a good 20 minutes outside talking about pot. It was good times. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely go back to San Diego.
Did you weed?
No, we didn't. We didn't have time. We actually met them the night before we had to fly out because I wasn't feeling good. And then I had asked Josh a couple weeks ago, like, if he knew any good, like, drone parks, because I was going to take my drone out with me and get footage. And we talked about that, and I thought that kind of maybe inferred that we were visiting, and I had mentioned to them before that her meeting was there. But I think that, like, maybe Rebecca didn't know, and, like, Josh didn't forgot, but, like, that morning, like, on Facebook, she was like, you guys are in San Diego, we need to meet up, and Mari was doing business stuff until, like, 9 o'clock that night. So we took an Uber super late across the city and met them, and it was a really good way to end everything. It was super fun. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And then before that, we went a few days early before her business trip started with her friend Jen, who works for AMC also, and we went to Disneyland. We did Disneyland and we did DCA, which is Disney California Adventure. And that was a fucking blast. I had a field day. Like my whole kick on Disney, like I've just been waiting to go back to one of those parks because I've been researching the history and everything for 2 years. So you see all these rides and it's really fun. It's hard to describe to someone that's never been to Disneyland why it's so exciting. But man, those people are really committed to that environment. It's like my comparison I like giving is like when you go to Chick-fil-A and like they have to greet you and they have to be happy or they're going to get fired. You take that Chick-fil-A and put it in a whole fucking theme park. And that's kind of what Disney's like. But it was super fun. I didn't spend nearly as much as I did when we went to Disneyland because I dropped like what? It was like $400 on pins.
Disney World, yeah.
Yeah, when we went to fucking Disney World. God damn it. I'm such a sucker for collectibles.
Plus it was our honeymoon.
Yeah, that was our honeymoon. That was right after we got married. Back in the dark days when Trump was first elected. But we won't talk about politics on here yet.
Still the dark days because he's still here.
I know. But this time we didn't spend that much. I did get a piece of art commission there, which I don't know if I showed you. So in Disneyland, in Disney California Adventure, they have this area called Pixar Pier, which is where like they have a Toy Story ride you can get on and stuff. But inside of one of the stores, there's an actual like Disney artist that they have this huge fucking binder, like it's gargantuan. You can go through in these scenes you can pick. And they'll draw it right there in any style that you want. They'll color it in any colors you want. So if you want like a black Rapunzel and like a fucking red Flynn, or you want fucking
Native American.
to be, yeah, you want Baymax to be gold or something, like they'll totally draw it and color it for you. And I had a lady draw a scene from Tangled for me, and like she went through and even added like the lanterns in from it and everything, and I got it framed. I think that cost me like $160 for all that.
Frame.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool. It was a good experience. And it kind of funny because we went through all this shit to plan this Disney trip only to find out that next year for their 100th anniversary we're going back to Disneyland. So,
well,
yeah.
I would like to go at some point. Florida is not that far away.
Disneyland is in California. Disney World is in Florida.
I always get the two confused.
They are two completely different beasts. Like Disney World, man, you got to plan that shit. So I don't know how much you know about Disney World, but it is
a theme park and it is Disney. That is what I know.
So Disney World, just to give you a little bit of history real quick, not to get too much into this because I can spend 2 full hours talking about Disney stuff, but the rides there, the lines can get pretty intense because you've got people from all over the world going to the park. So they have this thing called Fast Pass Plus, which you get for free just for going to the park. And it lets you reserve spots in line to go through faster for certain blocks of time. And with Disney World, you can have, I think, up to 3 of them at one time on your account. So, like, let's say you want to go through Pirates of the Caribbean, which can get pretty busy sometimes. You might go into Fast Pass and say you want to get a Fast Pass slot for Pirates of the Caribbean from 12:15 to like 12:45. And you can book that and then you go over there at like 12:15. You basically go through the fast line and you get up there. So the thing with Disney World, since it's so much smaller, like they have a completely different system for it where you can only do one at a time. But even then, like some of the lines for these rides, like we waited almost 2 hours to do Space Mountain there because it broke down. And then, like, the line was just moving really slowly. But, yeah, like, Disney World itself, there's so much other shit you can do there. Like, just walking around and looking at stuff. Whereas, like, with Disneyland, you still have sights and sounds, but it's much more compact. And with the Star Wars World coming out next year, dude, those parks are going to be... I can't even imagine what the wait lines are going to be for some of those rides. Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
And I'll be doing that shit next year. That's going to be fun.
The last proper theme park like that I think I ever went to was like in high school. Or no, it may have been junior high. It was like Six Flags, and that's it. It's the only one I've ever been to.
Dude, I would love to like to be able to go to Disney World with like you and Misty. Just because, well, one, I want you guys to fucking see the Wizarding World. Because
we wanted to go for that for a long time.
You'd be able to enjoy the rides there. Dude, Universal is the least fat-friendly theme park I've ever been to in my life, which doesn't make sense when you look at the bulk of Harry Potter fans. Like, they have these seats outside of some of like the roller coasters. If you don't fit into those seats, they won't even let you get in line.
Really? They have a "you must be this thin to ride"?
Yeah, it's a safety thing. So
That is
if the
funny.
support harnesses don't go over you and lock in, there's like a little red light that'll go off, and they
Yeah,
won't let you can't get
sure,
on
that
it.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
and we
I've always heard "you must be this tall," but never "you must be this shape."
nah, dude, height doesn't really matter. I mean, height matters for kids. Weight's what matters for adults. And I'm hoping with the newer stuff that they're putting in, it'll be a little more accessible. It's just weird to me because like Disney World, you don't have that problem with any of their rides. Like, sure, they can be a little snug on the supports, but like Disney World's rides, like everybody can fucking get in them. Like, there was a dude waiting. What line were we waiting in with the giant? Was it the Autopia? Yeah, so I think we were waiting to go into the Autopia, which is like, it's a little kid ride. You get in cars and you like speed around or whatever. But there was this dude who was like 6.5 feet tall, looked like 350 pounds, just solid muscle, right? And he fit into the car with his kid. But Universal, if you're like over 300 pounds, you're kind of fucked.
If you have it all on your hips,
Yeah,
you're in
we
trouble.
we
Yeah,
want to go
if
to Universal
You got it in the
and
hips.
Harry Potter specifically.
Yeah, honestly, you guys would love it. I would recommend. We went there, like we had to speed through it, but we set up time just for the Wizarding World. It's worth it for me just for the sights. Dude, Hogsmeade,
We really want to go during either Christmas or Halloween. Halloween specifically.
have fun with that happy horse shit.
Yeah.
Especially because Halloween
Yeah.
at Universal, you have Halloween Horror Nights, which is always packed. And Christmas, you have Christmas at Hogsmeade, which you guys read Harry Potter, you know how fucking busy that would be. But yeah, you guys would love it. It's so much fun. I hope we can get back down there at some point. But yeah, so anyway, that's what we did. We went out and did that, and then we came back and I worked. And what have you been up to? I've been talking for like 10 minutes straight. What are you up to?
Mostly got a new job because the other job has still not opened back up. So
Would
New
you even go
job.
back though if it did open up?
probably not. I said I'd probably like help train somebody if there's time, but that's about it. Because I didn't get paid for the month of February. We didn't get our W-2s I didn't get my W-2 for that job until the 20th.
Which is illegal.
Yeah. Oh, hardcore
Yeah.
duty in there.
I'm not going to go
Man,
into detail.
The owner is I don't know if you saw it in the Facebook chat, but I posted a link to the.
Oh, I saw it. The guy who posted the comment about like him like wage crime or whatever. Was his name Hunter? Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dude,
saw that.
People are that's not even the only one. Like, the owner is taking hits and he's fucking up by engaging.
Okay,
It's
so
like, no, you don't do that. You
all right,
don't.
I know, I don't want to make you relive this, but can you give us like a quick summary of the clusterfuck that was his job? Because this dude is a grade A asshole. Like,
Let's see. So it's been kind of rough since the first of the year.
we don't need like a ton of
from,
details if you don't want to give
Right,
it out.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I work in a small coffee shop,
Yeah,
but
privately owned, not a corporation.
privately owned. So first, it's been kind of slow first of the year, or not slow. It's been like been a lot of catch up playing, So basically, this business has been open for about 2 years and some change, right? Mm-hmm. And there are 3 locations. Small businesses, I think, on average, are not even successful for the first 4 years, statistically.
I don't know.
So he thought it was a good idea to go ahead and open 2 more locations after the first year. Ambitious.
It's like the
but
idea
stupid.
of having kids, the first one's a fuck up. Let's just have some more and see if it works.
Pretty much. So anyway, so every once in a while a check would bounce, right? But he would always be pretty quick, like, "Oh, sorry about that, man. Next day, here you go. Here's here's what I owe you." Like, cool, okay, not a big deal. Fucking small business. Whatever. I got the money back pretty quick. But that started happening more this year, and in February the checks just kind of stop altogether. And then I was like, it's like, okay, well, he's like, all right, well, we're gonna close this one location that we have in a mall because the rent is like $5,000 a month. So he's like, we're closing this, we're moving it here, cheaper rent, everything is gonna get better, yay. By the way, you're manager now. So I made got manager of that store. That was going to be my store to run, which I was actually kind of excited about it. And then 3 days later, by the way, he puts on Facebook first before telling any of his employees, right? I owe like $7,000 in state tax. The store's going to be closing down pretty soon.
Don't forget to mention ripping the fat vapes.
Yeah, while he was vaping, like, oh my god. He does these Facebook Lives where he's like talking about all the money he wants to spend after just saying that he owes all these taxes.
Now, I feel the need to point this out. I'm going to try
while
and do this.
Vaping,
Yeah.
he's
I want to point this out, and I'm going to try and do this without giving out too much information. But the person who runs these businesses works in a field or has a degree in a field that should understand how fucked up it is to owe that kind of money to the government while owning a small business.
Yep. It is a shitty situation. But
yeah, and then
so
to make
February,
it even worse, you were talking about the Facebook post thing.
Oh yeah. He'll get on Facebook Lives and do like updates or whatever for the business, and while ripping fat vapes and talking about all the money, all his plans for the future. See, this guy is he is a big picture guy, right? He sees that finish line, but he doesn't see the terrain in between. He is aiming for a goal, but like the what needs to be done in between that, he doesn't really focus too well on. So it's stupid. He doesn't. What is it? What, you didn't see the forest for the trees? Is that how the expression goes?
I think it's something like that, but that's not the Facebook thing I was talking about. You had mentioned before we started talking about this that people were like ripping him apart on Facebook.
Oh yeah, some like former employee or whatever got on and just like ripped into him, and he started, and like, so a bunch of other former employees and some current ones started like,
and they told two
like,
friends, and they told two friends,
and it started getting, and like the problem is the owner, like the face of the company, started engaging with these negative comments negatively, and you don't do that because that's only going to make you look bad. Like, it's never a good idea to engage, and
my favorite part was when he was trying to explain to people how slander works, but he got it wrong. And fuck it, he's a lawyer, and he's explaining incorrectly how slander works on Facebook. Oh my god, dude! You ever just met one of those people that just needs a swift kick in the nads to really bring them back down to earth for a while? Yeah,
but. Yeah, still haven't really been paid hardly anything, except for like maybe $170. February was very bad, very stressful.
But you did get something new. You are somewhere new, which is,
hopefully
good.
Yeah, got a new job at the very last day of February. Got a new job, much better pay, great benefits. Dude, I got a sign-on bonus.
Is it full-time?
Yes. Yeah, it's full-time. I get a sign-on bonus, which I've never had before. It's like $300 just if after 30, I think it's like after 60 to 60 days, here's $300 for a sign-on bonus. After 90 days, if you keep your nose clean, don't have any absences, whatever, here's another $300. And I don't know, overall, fucking, it's in the exciting world of textiles.
Zach is literally a carpetbagger. I'm not gonna let that joke down ever. Ever.
I don't work in like the plant. I work in like the storefront. Which
so what do you do?
I sell carpet to old white ladies.
Well, that is the wanton market for old carpet.
that is it. That is 100%. Old white ladies come in.
What if the lawyer came in looking for carpeting for a new business?
Oh my god, there's so much shit with that. Other than that,
I need some carpeting with that 90s jazz cut print on it. Seriously, I would probably buy carpeting with 90s jazz cut like print on it.
But yeah, that's been pretty much what's been going down.
I like how you've made more in a sign-in bonus than you did working at that coffee shop.
Probably, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Man, bigger and better things, Fuck that place.
It's like there was like remember that Magic card, the Magic the Gathering card hissing miasma? That's what I was in the entire month of February. It was just fucking a sad, horrible, awfulness of February. Like, almost from the first to the last, it was bad. And then, knock on wood a little bit, it got better almost immediately with the new month.
So February was
weird.
February was quite literally 28 days later.
It was fucking bad, man.
Well, we'll move away from the job, but I want to end it with this, just because I feel the need to say this every time we talk about that shitty job. Don't let that asshole get away with this shit. Make sure everyone is reporting him. He needs to go to, like, federal bang you in the ass penitentiary. But so,
Josh, what have you been watching?
Oh, man.
Have you watched anything new other than the movie? Because that's at the end.
Well, we watched the movie. I mentioned last time that we were still going through *Halt and Catch Fire*. We did go through the new season of *Chef's Table* that Netflix put up. That's probably my favorite series that they put out. Like, each episode is like a mini documentary on the life and kind of a chef and how they became a chef. And I've always been interested in cooking, and like, I'm a foodie, so it's interesting to see these chefs and like how they've created what they do. And it's really pretty, and it's just really well done. So we watched that. We've been doing more Konosuba, which I really like. Mari, what else are we watching?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah, fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, keeping up on that. Love that show. Other than that, nothing really, playing games. We both picked up Rainbow Six because it was on sale the other day, so we're playing that. And, yeah, I picked up a used copy of Anthem because it was at a local store around here. And it was the $80 Legion of Dawn edition and had the DLC in it, hadn't been used. So free $30 DLC.
Neat.
I paid like $29 for the game. I traded in Black Ops toward it because we're all done with that shit anyway. So I figure I'd give Anthem a fair shake, see what it's like. We can talk about that in a bit, but what have you been up to?
Since I've had abundance of free time, I have taken deep dives into Gundam anime. Which has been really fun, and I mean, some of it's better than others. Yeah. It is, yeah. I haven't dived into Wing yet, and I might. I've kind of gone through all the like main continuity.
Here's the thing: I don't think you can call yourself a Gundam fan and not watch Wing. You can hate it. I know plenty of people that fucking hate Gundam Wing, but you need to watch it.
So that's what I did. Fucking. I don't want to get too deep into Gundam because I won't stop. Other than that, I've watched some documentaries. I watched the Netflix Flat Earther documentary, which, let me tell you, I wish that documentary existed last month, or I had found it last month, because I could have used that as a means of pick-me-up. So I love documentaries, not all the time, but I love documentaries about stupid people.
Are there some anti-vaxxer documentaries we could watch then?
But there are anti-vaxxers in the documentary about flat earthers because they all just kind of hang out together.
Because fucking of course!
Dude, it's the funniest shit. A couple of them during the documentary go to like some kind of like NASA museum or something. I can't remember where it is.
I hope it's them walking like, around just going fake.
That's what they did. They're like, oh, look at that. Look how they did that. And they were constantly referred to NASA as the enemy. And dude, okay. Recommendation to everyone. If you want a good laugh, Netflix documentary Beyond the Curve. Please watch it. It is so funny. It might take
was
my
this the
place.
one where they prove themselves wrong? Like with their own footage?
I think so, yeah, because they like set up a laser and shit.
Yeah, there was something on Reddit the other day.
Polls.
Like it was a GIF where it was like Flat Earther proves his own theory wrong, and like I think it involved a laser. And like he looked at the footage and just goes, "Huh, interesting."
Yeah, that's how it ends. Like spoilers, but like the whole ride it's so good. It's only like
so I guess you could say at the end of the movie instead of a twist, it's a curve.
Ha,
dude. Okay. Here's the thing, right? So, like, flat earthers, I think are legitimately funny. Like, they're kind of harmless to me. Like, I don't want to put them in
they don't hurt anybody. They're just funny to.
I don't want to put them in the
people.
same vein as like the Westboro Baptist Church, but follow my logic here, right? So look, so Westboro, you always see them with their signs and their picketing and like they're just being assholes. That's it. that's kind of how I view flat earthers. Like, they're just dumb.
We're straight, not curved.
They're just dumb assholes.
I want to see I want to see a Westboro flat earther sign like that.
But like anti-vaxxing, like,
oh no, fuck those people with a rusty rake.
those people,
no, fuck those people.
in my opinion, are legitimate terrorists. Like,
no, fuck them.
dude, fucking measles is making a comeback. Of all the things in the world to make a comeback, you know, it can't be Vanilla Ice, so then we can call it a comeback. No, it's got to be fucking measles.
So fucking bad. But yeah, that is a great documentary. It might take my place as my favorite documentary about stupid people, but for years it's been Grizzly Man, which I could go into, but that's been my favorite documentary about stupid people for a long time. But Beyond the Curve is pretty damn good. Beyond that,
is it the Jiro Dreams of Sushi of bad documentaries? God, I love that documentary.
It is pretty good.
So much.
It's great.
Fucking flat
Beyond
earthers.
that, let's see. I've also been watching. There's a Netflix. I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately. Been putting. So what is it called? It's called Mars, and this is pretty interesting. Have you seen that on Netflix yet, or like
no, I don't think
seen
I
it
have.
in the queue or anything? So it's called Mars, and it's pretty interesting, right? So it's set up. Each episode is in like jumps between three dates: 2016. 2033, I think, and 2037. On the segments that are 2016, it is pure documentary format. And they have who I assume are legitimate like professionals in the field of space travel and all that doing these documentary like interviews and everything.
Okay.
They even got Elon Musk to do some shit for this show.
It's fair.
They got
He has a lot of free
I don't know if
time, so
I don't know if this is like this one was like, you know, faked or fabricated or whatever, but they got like Obama talking about going to Mars.
well,
I don't know if he
he's
actually
talked
did
about it
that.
before. They might have just used existing footage.
They may have. They got an interview with fucking what, you know, we got a badass over here. Fucking
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Thank you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. They got him to come on and do some interviews, or maybe they used existing footage. So 2016 stuff is all documentary stuff,
Okay.
which is really cool. The next part is interviews with, in the 2033 part, is like interviews with this, you know, fictional crew that are gonna go to first voyage to Mars, right? It's interviews with them, more interviews with scientists, stuff like that. But it's mostly like interviews like, what do you think is gonna happen, blah, blah, blah. And then the 2037 segments are, it's a TV show. They're on Mars. It cuts between, you know, them on Mars and the NASA and everything back on Earth. You know, a little bit of drama here, you know, stuff like that. And it's a really cool show. They're, you know, in the SpaceX like type spacesuits that they unveiled like a couple years ago. It's a really neat show, and they're, you know, their struggles to find a spot to set up on Mars that won't kill them, finding ice, stuff like that. So Mars is a really good watch. I think it's only like 6 or 7 episodes long. It's not a long watch, but it's a pretty good one.
That's probably gonna be something that we see tackled in our lifetime. I'm kind of hoping for it. One of my friends posted on Facebook that I think it was Virgin Galactic just did like their first successful commercial, you know, I think it's a suborbital, or it might have been transorbital. I don't remember the exact phrase, but basically space flight. And that's like my ultimate bucket list thing, is to like go into space before I die. So that'd be pretty cool. You know, hopefully we beat the Russians to the quote red planet. Yeah, we haven't really watched. I've been going through Netflix. Like, I've been on there. There was a good run, I'd say maybe for like a good 5 or 6 months, where I really wasn't on Netflix at all. It was more Hulu and Prime. And
Yeah.
I'm starting to move back toward Netflix to see what's on there. And my big problem with Netflix is that I really miss old Netflix's way of categorizing things. It was a lot easier to find stuff back in the day on Netflix.
Yeah, it can be kind of a chore to find things now.
Because they have so much of their own stuff that they're promoting that
and-
over the stuff I want to watch sometimes. And I get it. I get you're a company. You're going to make more money off of like Roma and Chef's Table and fucking Russian Doll and Glow and like all of your own.
Russian Doll's good too.
Your own
I
stuff.
started watching that.
Yeah, I added that to the queue because the woman that's the main actress in that was in I forget the name of the movie, but it's like she played a cheerleader who gets sent to it's basically like a sex conversion camp where like she thinks she's a lesbian and her parents are like hardcore Christian, and the movie's fucking great. I gotta look up the title of it because it's funny in a way that shouldn't be because it's really fucked up that people do this to their kids. But we added Russian Doll. But anyway, like I get that they want to promote their own stuff, but I really miss being able to find the amount of like old B movie material on Netflix that we could back when we would do like our movie nights. But yeah, I've been on there a lot more. You know, there's a lot of stuff for me to go through. I have my fucking backlog is ridiculous. But
yeah, we started watching Russian Doll. It's also not long either. I think it's only maybe 8 episodes. I think we're maybe halfway through or so. It's very much like a Groundhog Day kind of situation. It kind of
yeah, that's kind of what it looked like in the trailer when we were watching it.
She every time she'll except for like she doesn't have to relive the same. Well, she does, but it's like it doesn't reset after the after she goes to bed at night. It's just like she goes until she dies, and then she goes back to her like birthday party in the same day, and it's a really good time.
So,
we're really enjoying it.
Yeah,
started watching the new season of Grand Tour.
Her name is Natasha Leon, and the movie I was talking about is called "But I'm a Cheerleader." So highly recommend that if you come across it. Yeah, speaking of Grand Tour, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. That's a good segue into what I was going to bring up. Because I started going back through that again. I had never watched the second or the third season of it.
Second season is an improvement over the first.
I like parts of the first season, but from what we watched the first episode, I can definitely see that. But the reason I went through it is because Mari decided to up and surprise me with a 4K TV. So,
aww,
yeah,
how nice it is to have money.
I know, right?
Asshole. My TV's like 8 years old or older now.
Dude, my old TV was old as shit, and that thing followed me around for like, let me count here, 3.5 relationships if you want to count the bitch from Philadelphia, and then fucking how many different houses. That TV, I passed that TV on to her mom and Jonathan. It's downstairs in their living room. Which, man, I wish you could see it. So when you came over, right, the living room was a wreck. We went on our trip and came back. And in that span, 2 of the other people that live here wrecked shit. Like, it is night and day. It's completely clear for the most part. So,
wow.
But yeah, like, she surprised me with a 4K TV. And it's the one I'd been looking at, too. Which is really nice because... Okay, it's going to make me sound like a dick, but it's just from me growing up, and maybe you'll understand this, but so growing up, my mom didn't really have money to buy me all the stuff that I wanted. So when I started making my own money, I got into the habit of buying the things that I wanted pretty much when I wanted them. Kind of like a normal human being would do. But this,
yes, like an adult.
But this complicates things in relationships when I'm into video games and technology and I'm buying them for myself and people want to buy me gifts. So in previous relationships I'd been in, they would buy me things that they'd think I'd like, and I'm very, very opinionated when it comes to technology. Like, I research things that I want until I know exactly what I want. I did it with my car, I did it with my TV, I've done it with cameras. So like, they would buy me kind of like a cheaper alternative almost. And you kind of have to play along with it and just be like, oh, thank you. And then you buy the one you want, and they're like, well, why did I waste my money? And it's always been a point of contention in relationships for me. But God bless my fucking
Here,
wife.
I got you a Sany camcorder.
I bought you this Sany Handycam. But God bless my fucking wife for actually listening to my rantings about TVs, because I'd been talking to her about saving up for a 4K TV for the better part of like maybe 5 or 6 months. I wanted to get one last Black Friday, And what I always wound up doing, ever since Juno was pretty much born, is I would kind of sacrifice and get like secondhand or get like a lower model just to save money.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, she fucking got me the exact one that I wanted. And I'm super fucking excited. Like we've been sitting here yesterday for like a solid 2 hours. We had to go to the DMV, and instead of going on time, we were just sitting here fucking with settings. But it's a good segue back into the Grand Tour, because that was one of the first things I watched on it. Because I remember that being like a big selling point for Amazon, which was like it's filmed natively in 4K, Ultra HD, and all that shit. But yeah, the second season so far is a lot better than the first.
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. And 3 improves upon that. So
yeah, I'm nowhere near that. I still have to go through.
But
the second season.
Josh, what are you playing?
Rainbow Six. Mentioned that earlier.
Right. We both got Rainbow Six, and I just started playing it today, and it is fun. I think I'm gonna get into it. I just gotta get used to everything, I guess.
You gotta get used to the maps. You gotta get used to the operators.
Yeah.
It's like any other game,
normal multiplayer bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
Except Rainbow Six is a little less forgiving. So, I also picked up Anthem used. So,
tell me how Anthem is, because loot shooters.
So I've only played the game for maybe about 2 or 3 hours so far, like between last night and today, and I know it's getting a lot of flack. I didn't want to be that person that rants about a game completely without at least giving the full game a swing. So I did play the beta, and what I played of the beta was interesting, but I felt like it had a lot of work to do. And since the launch of Anthem, I will give them credit for this, and it's one of the reasons I picked this up used, was that their developers have been very active on their subreddit. They've been listening to people.
That's good.
Mentioning like what they're going to try and do in patch notes. They've been updating people with what future patches will have before they come out, listening to changing the table and everything. So far, my experience with the game has been, I would say, relatively positive. It's not the best game ever. It's not a game that looks like... Let me take that back. It's not a game that feels like it's had 6 years worth of work put into it. It's definitely a game that looks like it. It's fucking gorgeous. Like, holy fuck, this game is pretty. Just like flying around and exploring the world is gorgeous. If they would sell a version of this for like $10 that had no gameplay and unlimited jetpack, and I could just fly around and look at things or make it a screensaver, I'd probably buy that.
Go into peaceful mode kind of thing.
It's so fucking pretty. I really wish you could have tried the beta before it went down, but the game definitely has issues. There's a lot of glitches in this game, and a lot of like things about the story that you're kind of wondering, like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So one example I'll give you in terms of the glitches is I was doing the first training mission. Like, you know, it starts you off explaining what's happened in the past, and like you go through and you fight a boss and shit goes down where you're the rookie and you got to pull this guy out of combat, and he's like, I'm never going to forgive you if you don't let me fight here, blah, blah, blah. All this typical bullshit, you know, that you get in shooters. And then it's like 2 years later and you go out on a mission. It's like a training mission to get used to the controls. I got to the very end of this mission, the very fucking end, where you're getting ready to fight this boss, and the game glitched out in a way that made me wonder if it was pulling a fucking Eternal Darkness on me, or like a Metal Gear with the controller.
Delete your save.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, are they really going this way? Because like it had like a weird kind of artifacting glitch on the graphics when it did it, and it went immediately back to the main like loading screen with like BioWare and going through everything. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I didn't know this about the story. Is it like self-aware of things? No, the fucking servers just fucking crashed and I had to restart the goddamn mission. So
I've heard a lot about that from other people, or just like other sources, that shit like that happens.
I was so fucking disappointed that it wasn't like fucking with me for some reason. Like, I wanted the game to be doing that because I hadn't heard anything about it. But once I've gotten past that, I haven't had any issues with the game really crashing that much in a way that would be inconvenience. I've seen a lot of stuttering on the Pro. Frame rate keeps up for the most part with the combat. what I don't really understand is like, so the general story is you have these guys called the Freelancers, which they protected this city called Freehold, and it was like one of the last.
So the Fallen? Oh, not the Fallen.
What are you talking about?
I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to draw like a Destiny parallel. So.
The Fallen were the enemies, right?
Oh, that's right. The Fallen were the enemy. Or not the Hunters? No, what did you play as in Destiny? Were you were on the last surviving bastion for humanity or whatever?
Yeah. So I mean, look, you have that right, but let me finish what I'm saying. So you have the Freelancers, right? And they're helping to defend this last city called Freehold. It's one of the great cities. And the Freelancers would go out and do missions, and then you had the Sentinels that would stay behind and like protect the city. And in this world, you have what are called Shaper artifacts, and Shaper artifacts are these like kind of distortions in time that tap into what's called the Anthem, which the Anthem is like the Anthem of creation. It's basically God. Like the Anthem of creation can create life in any form, basically. And these Shaper artifacts would tap into that and make unique enemies. And it's I like the idea because it gives BioWare the ability to come up with almost any fucking enemy design and tie it directly back to the Anthem of creation.
Just throw that shit into the cosmic 3D printer.
Exactly. So you could be like, yo, you want to fight this bat that fucking shoots ice at you and has like laser eyes, and look, it's got some dang titties on it too. Done. Anthem of creation. Let's throw it at him. Like it gives them a lot of flexibility with it. First problem is they do not use this at all. All of the enemies kind of look the fucking same. So I'll get over that. But getting back to the story, so you have the Freelancers and the Sentinels. They protect this city, and out in the world, you go out to find these artifacts and stop them before these creatures overtake the world. So in the story, roughly 2 years ago, these enemies called the Dominion, which would kind of be the Fallen, start marching on Freehold. And they're led by this guy named, I think his name is Dr. Harkin. I can't remember. I just saw this cutscene right before we started playing Siege. So he's marching on Freehold with these creatures, and the Sentinels are defending the city with the Freelancers. Like, they're going out and fighting and stuff. And the Sentinels realize that, like, they're going to lose the city. So the Sentinels fall back to a cavern below the city, and you find out that underneath the Freehold is this powerful Shaper artifact called the Cenotaph, and that the Dominion is marching on Freehold to get this artifact from them, not to take over the city. So fast forward to 2 years later, like the Dominion gets this artifact, fucks up Freehold, and the last real bastion of humanity is this place called Fort Tarsus. And that's where the game takes place. That's your hub. Like in Destiny, you had with the Traveler, like his sphere thing that you were on with everybody. In this, you have Fort Tarsus. And one of my first problems is that in Fort Tarsus, you cannot see other players. You only see NPCs, and you see creators, like, not creators, but creations from the game, like different game characters. But you don't see other players. It's not really lively at all. Now, BioWare has said that they're developing a hub that you'll be able to see other players in. But then this begs the question, like, Destiny's been out for how long now? Like a good while. Like,
it's since like the beginning of the 1, because we played it on the 1 together.
Like, Destiny's been out for a while, and this is the major critique that people are putting out with this game. It's like, why didn't you learn anything from Destiny or Diablo 3? Like, Diablo 3 is a great example of a game that launched in a completely fucked up state, and they listened to people and then fixed it, and it became a better game than it would have ever been otherwise. Right. And what's really fucking frustrating is one of the lead developers, the guy who handled the loot transition in Diablo 3. So the guy that came up with the fix for Blizzard was posting on the subreddit for Anthem about things they can do to change the loot, because one of the issues with Anthem right now is the endgame content is not there. If you beat the final boss, you're not even guaranteed to get a rare drop. You might get a common item. It makes no sense. So he's helping them do all this stuff, and I get that the developers are working with them to like try and fix this, but I, for the life of me, cannot understand how this game was in development for as long as it was and released in this state. It's like they spent 5 years making it look gorgeous, and they're like, wait a minute, we forgot fucking gameplay.
Like, shit like that makes me just not care about new multiplayer-centric games anymore.
I get it completely. It's the whole games as a service thing.
They all fucking seem to ship in a unfinished state, loaded down with things to make you spend more money on your $60 game. Like,
and they get their money. Like, they've got their money from you buying the game, and at that point, you're hoping...
And eventually, yeah, it'll get fixed. But you know what? When I buy that game at $60, I expect it to be good, or to be at least finished when I pay $60. Not like 3 years down the road, and it's like, oh, this game is great now, and you can buy it for like $5. And it's like, no, don't. That's.
I agree.
And
with
it just
you
puts me off
completely.
of It puts me off of it so bad.
Like I said, I picked up Anthem because the beta was intriguing.
I mean, you got a good price for it, so
I love loot games like this, like Diablo. There's something in Anthem, like you can see it if you're playing it, and if they're your kind of games. If you enjoy like loot games, where you're just constantly tweaking character builds to min-max stuff, then you can definitely see like a glimmer of something really promising in Anthem. But even with the developers doing what they're doing now, I don't know if they're going to be able to like tap into that. And one of the reasons is because of the map. So
it's like a big open world kind of thing.
It is and it isn't at the same time. So Anthem is crippled by loading screens. You have loading screens for fucking everything. It's almost as bad as Fortnite. Where the way they've designed the world of Anthem would work really well if this was a single player game with a completely driven story. There's a lot of verticality, there's a lot of depth. Like, you can fly underwater into cave systems and explore there. It's super fucking pretty. Like, honestly, when we're on the PlayStation later, if the Wi-Fi will handle it, just request to watch one of my sessions and I'll show you. But like, there's so much promise there, but I don't know if you could ever tweak the design of that world with enough enemy variety to make it a really driving loot shooter, or even a looting game like Diablo did. Like, Diablo came up with like the rift grinds and all that stuff, so you're repeating things to get better gear, but it doesn't feel like you're playing the same thing over and over. I don't know if they can do that with Anthem. Now, that being said, I'm going to see where they go with it. I have the game used. I can return it within 6 more days if I don't want to keep it. The real downside is that I have Division 2 coming out in a couple weeks, and
Division 1 did not have a good run at first.
No, but
Got
Division 1
but...
is like Siege in the sense where like they knew they knew what they had to fix, and they fixed a lot of it early on. One problem that Division had, and I'll give Ubisoft a little leeway with this, is Division had a lot of hacking problems early on in that game. Like, people learned how to break that game super early, and it was really hard for them to combat the hackers in it, because they fucking figured out how to clip in that game. Like, when's the last time you saw clipping in a multiplayer game? Fucking Doom?
That's bad.
But, like,
yeah,
it really made that game hard.
I'm
not saying I didn't hack, but, no, I really like the beta for Division 2. It also takes place in DC, and everybody kind of wants to walk around a visual representation of where they live just to look at it. So, I really enjoyed the beta. I'm probably going to pick up Division 2, and then Sekiro comes out, and that's a whole new type of thing for me to try and get into. So
yeah, it's your first like Souls type game you're going to actively try and get like new and start with, huh?
Yeah. Because
you bounced off of Bloodborne and stuff pretty hard.
Bloodborne everyone tells me the same thing. They're just like, you got to get past the beginning. You got to do it. And I'm like, I can't. This is bullshit. This game is not fun. It's ugly and it's stupid.
I get it, man. I get it. Like, if I didn't find that item that gives me like 1 insight so I could start leveling up before I beat the first boss, I probably would have not gotten very far in that game. Once I was able to level up and like power level a little bit and then beat that first boss's ass, I completely get it.
Now, To be fair, Dark Souls and like Demon Souls and all that stuff, I've only ever tried once, and that was way back on like the fucking 360 or the one or something like that. I remember picking up a used copy of it.
Demon Souls or Dark Souls was free for a second on the 360. I can't remember which.
I never got it for free. I remember distinctly buying it used because everybody was talking about it on Facebook and shit. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. And I remember loading it up and like dying immediately. I'm like, okay, what? I don't get it. And I
squint eye at it, give it that side eye a little bit.
Yeah, it's the fucking
right.
It's the meme from Inception where it's just Leonardo DiCaprio looking at him all squinty eyed across the table. Like, that game clicked with me even less than Bloodborne did. At least Bloodborne, like, I started to get a feel for the controls and everything. But I don't know. I'm really hoping that Sekiro does it for me because I feel like I'm missing out on something. You ever feel like everyone's in a club and like you're not, and you're just like, I'll get into it, guys, I promise. That's what I feel like with the Souls games.
Yeah. You know what that is for me? Final Fantasy fucking 7. Final Fantasy 14. That is
okay.
100%.
Right, well,
I get it.
Final Fantasy 7 I get.
So
that's a good
hard.
example because there are some people that hate it and some people that love it. But 14,
dude, I tried so hard. To like 7. I popped that. Oh my god, I got decent ways into 7. I still didn't like it.
I told you, man.
I
7
tried.
is a game you had to experience at a certain time.
Yeah,
to really
you
get
play
it.
it when you're like 15 or something. Thing is, I played it in like high school and I didn't like it then either. So, I'm just not a 7 boy.
Not everyone has to like the same games. Now that being said, about fucking Final Fantasy 14. You just can't seem to log into the goddamn game, so I don't think you actually know if you like it.
I did finally get the account to work, because after it, like, my account being in limbo or whatever, I finally managed to log in after trying multiple times and getting angry. I made a character and everything, picked the world that, like, all of our friends have been playing in, like, cool. And then I make my character, and I mess around with it a little bit. It was kind of late, so I'm like, all right, I'll mess around with this tomorrow. Get back up, play it, start to log in, and it's like, hey, this is in this world, but I picked the one that all my friends are in. But that's not what we made your character in.
Dude, just delete the fucking character.
I know, it's the principle of the thing.
That's a stupid principle because it's an MMO. You've committed like an hour to it. You've committed more time to getting your account to work than playing on the character.
Exactly. It's like it's trying to keep me from playing it, is how I feel.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you this about 14. So I own 14. I played it for I went at it hard for like a month and a half straight because Baker and I were going to play it. And I leveled my character up to like 30, 31. I know I got to Dragoon. Like I got up high enough so I could get the second job tier. And then I stopped playing, and I'm thinking back on 14, and I don't really know what kept me playing that damn game. I, for the life of me, cannot figure it out. I
think I'm past the MMO thing in my life. I played WoW and Guild Wars for a while, and I had a good time, but I just don't think I just can't bring myself to give a fuck about an MMO. The only driving force for me was to play it with, like, you guys, and then I'm just like, that's fucking whatever.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to warn you about this, right? I always say here's the thing. I say that a lot. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you this. Playing with Baker, like, he really pushed this game, like, for me to play it so I could play it with him. And I wound up pretty much soloing everything until I hit level 30. And then I ran into Baker. So
yeah, he plays a whole lot, so he's probably got all the things. And also, eventually, past level 20, you have to start paying for the game. Like, it's only free for the first 20 levels or something like that, right?
I think it's something like that. I paid for it anyway because I bought the game and I had free time. So
yeah, that's the end of the thing. It's like, I don't want to pay a subscription fee. So even when I got to the point where it stops being free to play, I'd probably drop it because I don't want to pay a subscription fee for a video game again.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, fuck. What have I been playing? I've hardly played anything other than getting back into Titanfall 2 and having a blast. Aside from that,
we should play Titanfall.
I don't think I've hardly played anything. I've been really more watching shit and putting together Gundam models.
We need to play Apex at some point.
Yeah, I think I still have it downloaded.
what else? Are you gonna
Or
do
we
with
could
the
play
hard drive space?
Titanfall and have Titans.
Well, I mean, I do want to
Sure
play.
do
Like
like
you mentioned
having
Titanfall, and now I'm
Titans.
like, we should stop recording and play Titanfall. But I did buy a Gundam last night. I picked up one of the SD model kits.
Oh, you did? One of the... Oh, yeah, SD. I don't have any of the SD
Yeah,
stuff.
it's across the room, so I can't get it right now without trying to drag the headset. Hey, Mari, can you give me the Gundam, or are you asleep? Because you've been doing that all day. Give me the Gundam, then.
Please.
Give me the Gundam. And shake your butt while you're doing it. Give me a shake.
I am deep into the Gunpla collecting and putting together. I don't customize them or anything or paint them, but man, I sure do like putting them together.
So here's a little thing real quick before I tell you the Gundam I got. So you remember the store we went into at over near Iron Age, the one that had the Gundams on the wall?
Yeah.
We went to Iron Age last night, and we had to wait like a long time for the table to be ready. And so we went over there, and I was looking at the models, and there were these 3 other guys standing there, and I got to talking to them about Gundams. And one of them bought that fucking $200 red A-Stray Perfect. Like, just took it off the shelf and was like, I'm gonna buy this. And I'm standing there with my little $20 SD Gundam.
The most I think I've paid for one is like maybe $40.
I paid $50 for my Sazabi Master grade, I think. And I got that for sale.
Is that a master? I thought you got a real grade.
Is it? Oh, that is a real grade. It is. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it. It's on the floor.
Yeah. I have that one coming in. Because I rewatched, I watched Char's counterattack, #Char was right, and I was like, fuck, I got this new job, I'm gonna treat myself, I'm gonna buy me a real grade fucking Sazabi.
Sazabi is still my favorite Gundam of all time. Like,
It's so cool.
it looks like a
You know what?
samurai
I'm not
in
gonna get into
space.
Gundam anime.
But
Not gonna get into the Gundam anime. Oh, because I'll start talking about it.
I can't
Go on
remember
with
for
your,
the life of me what the
your
grading
SD.
system is for Gundams. It's like what
It's
high.
It's high grade. It's high grade, which is like 1/44th scale. There's real grade, which is the same size, but they're a bit more complicated and intricate in like how you put them together. Like they take more steps and everything, more stickers and shit like that. Then there's master grade, which is the 1/100th scale, so they're a bit bigger, but they're kind of like, the way I see it is kind of like they're high grade difficulty ish. And then I guess it gets like perfect grade, which is like when you started getting into like the $200 fucking wet decals or dry rub decals.
Well, the Sazabi you ordered has wet decals.
Yeah, some of the high grades do.
Like the Sazabi for being a real grade is fucking intense. I showed you the amount of pieces in that goddamn thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm getting that the real grade Sazabi is coming in for me. I think tomorrow.
yeah, they did have a master grade Sazabi at the store that I was going to buy, but it was like $80, and I was like, I still have the one Sazabi to put together, and I still need to finish the Sinanju. Like, I had time, and then I didn't, so I have like half of the Sinanju finished. It's in the box, so I got to finish that. But the one I picked up at the store was, I think these are based on like Chinese, like the Legend of the Three Kingdoms, kind of like Gods of War or whatever. But this little one's really cute. It just says Gong Sung Zan Easy 8, 4 symbols of the Ogre Armor Chariot. But it's a fucking SD Gundam with 2 horses and a chariot.
That sounds really cute.
Yeah, I sent a picture of it in the chat. I'll send you one later. But yeah, I picked that up. That was only $20. So
Nice. Did they have any cool Zaku at that store?
they had the Zaku
'Cause I'm
2
fucking-
master grade, but that was the one.
Well, Josh,
that-
if you want to get me something, because you love me,
I don't,
fucking
but-
master grade Zaku.
But we agreed, I remember when I was going to buy that Zaku before, they had it at the comic shop that was closing across from the library, and even half price. I remember saying you could get it on Amazon for cheaper than that, and he was right. Like, the Zakus aren't expensive.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're dealing with the fucking
no, they
Psycho
are.
armor fucking Zakus, and then those are the expensive ones.
Master grade Psycho Zaku, my white whale.
Yeah.
I have found a website. If you ever get more deep
it
into
US
it,
Gundams?
yeah, USA Gundam.
Gundam, yeah.
That's their prices are good.
Yeah, I was going to buy the
Sometimes
Stein from there.
Dude, I want fucking Sinanju Stein. All right, we need to stop talking about Gundam. We're gonna keep going. We're
We
gonna
should,
keep going.
because we-
switch subjects.
We're almost an hour into this, and we haven't even talked about the goddamn movie yet. So
Go fucking. Let's switch gears, man. It's gonna keep going.
yeah, you
Gunpla.
you picked the movie. We watched this shit on the flight there, so like it's been a good week and a half for me.
I watched it like 2 or 3 days ago. So
Well, go
movie
on,
talk.
start the conversation up. You're the one that picked the movie.
Yeah, so Junior, I had never seen this movie aside from the, I guess we're going first impressions. I had never seen it all the way. I saw the deliveries room scene years ago on TV, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And even then I was like, was Arnold Schwarzenegger's, like, was his agent, like, kind of vindictive at that time? Like, did Arnie need some money? What happened? How did he get this role? So I watched it a couple days ago, and it wasn't a bad movie.
You know what? That's exactly how I feel.
It was a weird movie. Arnold is at least 30 minutes of the movie. He is in drag. He is not a pretty drag queen. He's not a pretty girl, I'm telling you.
So,
But you know what? More power to him. I'm just kind of curious who greenlit this movie.
so Mari and I watched this on the flight to Anaheim before we went to Disneyland, and we're sitting there and we're going through the movie, and the whole time I'm just expecting it to be a total clusterfuck, like that it's not going to make any sense. It's just going to be like weird, offensive humor, and there was a little bit of it in there. We'll get to that.
Some of that humor is aged a little bit.
But honestly, by the end of that movie, I was like, that wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. That wasn't even like the top 5 worst movies I've ever seen. Like, there were parts of it where I was like, it felt almost genuinely heartfelt, like at times.
It did. Arnold Schwarzenegger playing a nerd. This is not a role you see him in much.
It's so the story real quick to summarize.
Right.
This,
Yeah.
is,
Let's quick.
You have Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is a scientist from Germany or like Bavaria or something, who had come to the States to work with Danny DeVito, who is an obstetrician. I think that he was an obstetrician, right? Mari.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was an obstetrician, and they're working together to develop this drug that will help women who can't conceive easily to conceive easier.
Just like makes them more fertile kind of
Yeah.
thing, or just ups the chances.
Yeah. So, and it's like they're doing really well. The drug's like doing bang up well in animal testing. They want to move on to human testing, and they go to this meeting with the head of their college, who's played by Frank Langella, great actor, to present this to I think it's the FDA for like to test out for human trials. So they go through the whole thing, and they find out that that the FDA is not approving it for human trials, and they basically get kicked out of the college. And the dean has given up their research spot to Emma Thompson's character, who's working with like artificial embryo insemination, and she has like her egg samples in the office, and she's kind of a klutz. She's like the klutzy, nerdy.
Yeah.
scientist.
She's ditzy, kind of klutzy scientist. Fucking falls asleep with cheese on her face.
Launches her
and shit
fucking
like that.
shoes into other people's dinner. Like,
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, she's quirky.
yeah, that's the perfect phrase she is the quirky nerd in this movie. But she takes over their research area, and Arnold is dejected. Like, all his research has gone for nothing, so he's gonna go back to Bavaria or Germany or whatever. And Danny DeVito chases him to the airport and convinces him in the span of a flight from like California to Germany to test this drug on himself and impregnate himself. Like,
So that's your premise.
which, first of all,
if you're not hooked,
the movie's biggest crime, in my opinion, is not belittling the plight of women or pregnancy, which it doesn't do a lot of. To be fair, I really felt like the movie did a good job of showing kind of the tribulations that women go through when they're pregnant. Because one of the parallels here is Danny DeVito's ex-wife got knocked up by somebody, and she's pregnant alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger's character. So you see this weird duality of a man trying to experience what's going on through pregnancy while a woman's pregnant, and it's kind of bouncing off each other. And like Zach said, some of the humor in some of the moments is a little aged, but for the most part, you do kind of get this weird sense as a man watching it that this might be what you're going through. But to rewind a little bit, the biggest crime this movie did was not showing the conversation between Danny DeVito's character and Arnold Schwarzenegger on the flight back to Europe somewhere. Because that's gotta be like a fucking, how long of a flight? 8 or 9 hours?
Yep.
I would, because by the end of the flight, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character just looks broken down. He's like, we're gonna do this. I want to know what the fuck they talked about on that flight.
Yeah,
I also want to be the person sitting next to them or behind them while they're talking about this. But
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so they take the flight over. We'll speed up the rest of this. So they agree to do the testing. Arnold gets tested. He goes through, I want to say it's a month, or how many days of pregnancy?
Yeah.
Maybe it was 60 days or something like that.
Something like that.
The first trimester or whatever. He goes through the pregnancy and starts having all these side effects. And Danny DeVito is this is getting too risky. We got all the information we need. They're trying to sell this drug to a Canadian drug company who wanted human results. So Danny DeVito successfully is going to sell this drug or whatever, and he tells Arnold, we gotta abort the kid. We gotta get rid of it because this is getting too dangerous for you. You're getting too deep into this. And at this point, Arnold, as somebody who is pregnant, even though he's a man, has grown attached to this idea, of having this kid. So he doesn't get rid of the kid. He keeps it. And that leads to the whole third act of the movie of Danny DeVito finding out about it and then kind of sweetly but begrudgingly agreeing to help him deliver this kid.
Yep.
It's just weird how at every turn in this movie you think that Danny DeVito's going to go off on him and say, this isn't going to work. We got to get rid of this. And, it's going to go down that road. But this movie...
Aw, shucks, okay.
This movie just takes the weirdest turns into being semi-sincere at points. So, yeah, and then the major twist in the movie is you find out that the egg that Danny DeVito stole to impregnate Arnold, basically. He said he was going to find a random sample from their offices.
Yeah, and he took one of Emma Thompson's samples.
He took Emma Thompson's unfertilized egg and basically used it. So there's this whole Arnold and Emma kind of falling for each other while she doesn't know that he's pregnant with her kid, and that's a whole other thing in the movie where he tells her, and I'm so glad they got her reaction right in this, because I was really worried. It's the 90s, it was a different time for comedy. I thought they were going to have the whole, she's going to be super sweet and on board and we're going to do this. No, I'm glad she got fucking pissed about this. I'd be fucking furious if I found this out. So yeah, Emma Thompson gets angry and doesn't want to talk to Arnold, and understandably so. You fucking jacked part of her body to impregnate a man for a science experiment to sell to the Canadians. That should have been the tagline for the movie, by the way. But they end up reconciling, and there's this really awkward, sweet conversation where Arnold's in drag and they're walking through the gardens of this women's care facility before they give before they give birth.
Yeah, maternity care facility, and he's in drag for a long time.
Yeah, he's talking to her, and she's just look, there are going to be some ground rules here, okay? You're the dad, I'm the mom, and we're going to find a way to make this work, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to have a kid with someone I haven't slept with yet. Do you got a room here? And then, it just it quick cuts to post-coital pregnant Arnold in a bed after he's banged Emma Thompson. It's so fucking weird.
It's a weird movie. This movie bombed, apparently. I don't think it made back the money that was
unsurprisingly
that was spent to make it.
I didn't actually look at any of the statistics or facts for this movie. So Zach, you talk about the movie for a minute, and I will go look real quick.
I think it won an Academy Award, though, even though it bombed. I skimmed it super quickly.
Oh no, this movie had a budget of $60 million. It grossed 108.4.
Oh, okay. Then I was a little bit wrong then. Still, that still wasn't like a big, great profit though, was it?
Worldwide, it grossed 108. I mean, critical response was not very good.
No.
You know, interesting. The cinema score for this was a B+. Oh, hey, Mike Nelson from Mystery Science Theater named it the second worst comedy ever made. I wonder what the first worst comedy ever
I did see that. Yeah, I saw that.
Holy crap, Roger Ebert was a fan of this movie? He gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars?
So let's just call this movie divisive.
I know, but it's fucking Roger Ebert. Like,
Let's call this movie little divisive, you know. It ain't a Infinity War, but it ain't The Room either.
for this movie to be made when it did, I feel like it could have been a lot worse. There could have been a lot more.
Oh, it could have been a complete train
There could have
wreck.
been a lot more like tropes they could have.
And it could have aged.
It
could have aged much worse too.
Yeah,
Like I was kind of surprised of how like little I'm like, because I was watching. I'm like, I wonder how offensive some of this is now. I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad.
Some of the
For the
commentary
90s?
on how women react to things is a little stereotypical and offensive, though.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
But if I had to rate this movie, which I do because I saw it and I rate every movie I see, I would put it at a solid 7 out of 10.
I can 7 out of 10. I think that's fair.
It's not perfect, but it wasn't bad. You know, I've seen, first of all, I've seen much worse Arnold Schwarzenegger films. We could have watched End of Days or Eraser, and those are easily like 3 out of 10 films. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. So, any
cool.
Mari, you want to add anything to this? How did you feel about the movie?
I really liked it. I thought I was gonna have to hate it because it was an Arnold Schwarzenegger and men being pregnant movie.
I take it back. That should have been the tagline for the movie. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and men being pregnant movie. That's actually
Arnold Schwarzenegger needs money. Here's a movie
That's
about
the
him being
tagline
pregnant.
for the movie when it released in Ethiopia. It's just a men being pregnant movie.
But I feel like you could have taken out Arnold Schwarzenegger and inserted another actor. And
Brad Pitt.
No, and probably
Yeah,
the same type of vibe, but I enjoyed it with Arnold in there, even if he wasn't exactly
That's
the
what I was thinking.
A+ actor.
Yeah,
that
Zach
everyone-
agrees. I feel like, honestly, I chalk a lot of
It could
that
have been
up.
with anybody else. You could have had anybody else but Arnold, and it would have been fine regardless. And it was just weird. Arnold needed a paycheck. Yeah.
I don't think Arnold needed a paycheck. It was 1990 fucking... Let me find out exactly when this came out.
I'll say it's
want
94.
I want to say 94, but I still have
Look.
the page up here, so I'm going to go look real quick.
Arnold was not ripped at this point in the movie. Before,
This movie
regular,
came out in
non-pregnant Arnold.
1994. Arnold was fucking loaded at this point. Like, let's make that crystal clear. This man had dominated the 80s and had just done Terminator 2.
Didn't Kindergarten Cop come out before?
I don't know when Kindergarten Cop came out, but that's an interesting segue into the movie that I picked. Because
Okay.
God,
God, you picked
Kindergarten Cop came out in 1990. I did almost pick Kindergarten Cop because Pamela Reed is in this movie, and she's also in Kindergarten Cop. So
Did Jack rate it yet?
I almost picked Kindergarten
he said
Cop.
the same thing.
Okay.
I know you did, but the funny thing is that like you had mentioned almost picking Kindergarten Cop, and then when you picked this movie and I watched it, his ex-wife, Danny DeVito's ex-wife in this movie is played by Pamela Reed, who plays Arnold's partner in Kindergarten Cop. So that would have been a perfect segue into it. But I didn't go with Kindergarten Cop.
Bated breath.
I wanted to pick a movie that I had never seen. I almost went with Sense and Sensibility. I really wanted to make you fucking watch an English romance film. But the next movie we're going to watch is going to be Treasure Planet. Yup.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Treasure
I can't
Planet
even
is from the Disney Dark Ages, which is generally agreed upon to be like 1999 until
that
2006.
movie.
Yep.
Oh, I've never seen it, but I know. Okay, I remember it coming out. I've never seen it
Maybe
though.
not 2006. I'm being a little off with that. Maybe like 2004, 2003. But nonetheless, Treasure Planet. Emma Thompson plays one of the female captains in the movie. I was looking through the movie list, and that one kind of jumped out at me because there's a lot of Disney films I haven't seen because I mean, you remember some of the relationships I were in just movies did not exist to people for some reason. So yeah, we're gonna do Treasure Planet. That's gonna be our next movie.
Okay, I'm kind of excited. I've never seen it. I've never heard that much good about it, but always looked fun anyway.
Yeah.
Like what little I've like in the trailers and everything, it always looked like a fun movie.
And it's a Disney film,
Yeah.
which means you're with the voice cast, you're gonna have a bit opened up to you. Funny thing, there
Cool.
was one other route I almost went with Junior and picking a movie. So in the movie, when Arnold goes to the clinic for the first time to meet with Danny DeVito, there's another couple there talking about their baby, and I don't know if you're going to remember this. You might, because you just watched it. There's a white guy standing there, and he's got like this kind of long, like kind of
Earliest.
90s, sort of almost like punk rock hair that's kind of out there. Yeah.
The dude like reading the newspaper in the
Yeah.
in the clinic.
So that's Christopher
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maloney, who's also in Law and Order SVU. And he's been in quite a few shitty films I could have picked. But yeah, so Treasure Planet is our next movie, and that
Cool.
feels
I'm
like
kind of excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. I feel like this is it's gonna be good. It's hopefully it's not crappy. I really hope so. But anyway, this feels like a good time to end it. Junior was a good movie. We'll see how Anthem holds up whenever the next time we record is. Who knows when that's gonna be. But hopefully this one doesn't give me as much fucking trouble as Running Man did to edit. So
One thing I wanna end this on.
Okay.
Josh, have you watched Cobra Kai yet?
no, I haven't fucking watched Cobra Kai. Are you gonna suck its dick?
Then
some
I'll
more?
ask you again at the next podcast.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that a lot at the end. Start it with the beginning, but we'll go ahead and end this here. Zach, do your thing.
What's my thing?
Say goodbye. Yeah,
Goodbye.
I use that from Fury Box. I like it. Mari, do your thing.
Bye.
We will see you guys later.
Later.